Rohan, you're going to love this video. Stay tuned. What's going on, comic friends? It's Ryan the Colossus Collector, and thank you once again for stopping by my channel. So, in the intro, I addressed my friend Rohan from Absolute Game of Nerds. He's a close friend of mine in the community, and he is also a giant Marvel card collector. He got into comics similar time as me, but in the course of getting into comics, he also started to get into Marvel trading cards. And I think that's something that a lot of us who grew up in the late 80s, early 90s had some experience with, collecting cards, whether it's sports cards or Marvel cards. That was a big part of growing up, and what kind of also sowed the seeds, planted the seeds of collecting and the love of collecting. And so when Rohan jumped back into the hobby, he also fell back in love with collecting cards as well. And so he is a huge Silver Surfer fan, and also now a Thing fan from the Fantastic Four. He collects cards of those two characters. And I'll be honest, like I said, was into cards as a kid, but I haven't really gotten into it once I got back into comics, once I got into comics in the last couple years. But I will say, watching Rohan start collecting cards, show them on his channel, I couldn't help but sort of get a little bit of an itch. I wouldn't say I'm fully into the cards, nowhere near like I'm into comics. I don't want to spend a ton of money on cards. But I did take a little inspiration from Rohan in how he collects his favorite character. And as you all know, even if this is the first time watching my channel, you, I'm sure, picked up on the name of the channel, the name of my handle, the Colossus Collector, and I like to collect all things Colossus. So I took a little inspiration from Rohan, and I started picking up some Colossus cards. And last year, I ended up buying a decent little stack of cards that I haven't talked about or brought on the channel before. I have some from a few cards from my childhood, which I did a great video on about how I stupidly graded a bunch of them. But I sort of started picking up a few last year, and I got, like I said, a nice little stack going. And I wanted to do this video to show off that small collection of Colossus cards, and also show some love to my friend Rohan, and make him feel like he's not the only one collecting Marvel cards in the comic space. So, without further ado, let's jump into the cards. I'm gonna kind of grab them, talk about them while I'm holding them, and then I'll have a nice little split screen with the cards close up over here. So yeah, let's get into those cards. So I'll start off with the set that I think gets the most love in the vintage or early 90s Marvel card community, and that is the Impel Series 1 set. And I have my Colossus card here in just a raw top loader, but then I also have this Gem Mint 10 PSA graded one. I think this was one of the ones first ones I got. Picked this up from Comic Aussie on Whatnot, and just a great card. Nice to have this pristine Gem Mint 10, and yeah, so that's the first card to kick off my Colossus cards. Then I have two PSA cards. This is from that Marvel Masterpieces, 94 Marvel Masterpieces set that I had as a kid, that I stupidly graded with PSA before I got into comics, before I really knew grading well. had the brilliant idea that these were going to all become valuable once they became graded, and I could sell them off as the MCU introduced the characters. And stupid. So this is, like I said, the 94 Marvel Masterpiece set. I have the regular run card, and then I have this gold signature card with the Hildebrandt brothers, the artists who did all the art in this set. And these cards obviously depict Colossus, but in purple and red, that is from his Acolyte days when he joined Magneto as one of his acolytes. He broke bad, he turned heel, and it was on the heels of the death of his sister, Ilyana Rasputin, to the legacy virus. He had enough loss, enough tragedy, and he broke bad for a time. But he totally redeemed himself, if you know the story, but I won't get into it. But these are just special cards to me because they have a lot of nostalgia. They're from my childhood. These are the ones I've had since 1995 when I traded for the set. And just really love having them. Wish they were Gem Mint 10s. Fortunately, they're 8s, but they're sentimental. So that's it for my graded cards. Everything else are just loose raw cards in top loaders. So I've got two of these Jim Lee X-Men set cards from 1992. I recently opened up a box of these on my holiday special back in December. It was really fun to go through that set. But yeah, really love the Colossus card. Great cards in my collection. From that same set, I also have this puzzle piece, this Danger Room puzzle piece card. And it's just a really cool pose of Colossus. I would love to get this whole puzzle piece set together and then maybe frame it or something. That would be really cool. It's a really cool image. I also saw a really great t-shirt that somebody did. They took the basically the ink of this art, the black and white, and put it on a white t-shirt. It looks sick. I would love to get a t-shirt like that as well. But yeah, just a cool card from that Jim Lee set. Then we get into another Marvel Masterpiece card. This is from the 92 set by Joe Jusko. I have two copies, or two cards of this one. Just great art. Colossus sort of holding up a cave wall or something like that. Just a cool action shot there. Beautiful Joe Jusko art. Then we get into a series of cards. I'll be completely upfront. I don't know cards like Rohan knows cards. I don't know all these sets. I'm not familiar with them. I kind of just bought a big lot of Colossus cards, and some of these came with it. This one in particular is an older set from 91. It's got a very simple back, black and white back, and it's just sort of an art piece. Interesting card, landscape format card, and Colossus looking a little ragged, clothes all torn. That's just another one in the set. Follow that up with another card that I believe is similar, or maybe it's a follow-up set. It definitely looks like it's from the same producers of the card, but this is kind of a full team card. It says Wolverine on the back, but obviously you could see Kitty, Colossus, Nightcrawler, Wolverine, and Cyclops. It's not the greatest art in the world. Don't know who did the artwork on this card, but came in that lot. Next up, we've got another Impel Marvel card. It's from the Series 3, and I really like this card. I like the design. Colossus looks badass, and I just really like the layout of this card. I think it's pretty cool, and happy to have that one. Next up, we've got a Colossus Marvel Superheroes Series 2 card. This is from Skybox from 1993, and it's very, very 90s design. Just the way they put Colossus on the top definitely feels nostalgic in design, and Colossus coming at you with power. And like I said, I don't know a ton about these cards, so we're just rolling through them, but pretty cool card there. Next up, we've got a Fatal Attractions card from 1993, and this depicts Bishop and Colossus. It looks like Colossus is punching Bishop in the back, but I think what's happening here is Bishop is absorbing the power and the energy from Colossus hitting him, and then channeling it into his own blast. Pretty cool card, and it's part of a 94 set, although it says 93 on the back. It says on the front, Marvel Comics Universe 1994. So that is right in my childhood, and love that card. Next up, we've got a Marvel Ultra Onslaught card. Colossus kind of flying towards you in the artwork, and this is from 1996. Kind of a simplistic art style on this card, but definitely a cool one. Next up, we've got a Marvel Legends Colossus card. This card's from Topps, and it's from a 2001 set. Cool artwork and cool design in the background, forming that X behind Colossus. So next up, this is a Marvel Legends Showdown card from Upper Deck 2006. I believe what this card is, it's part of some kind of card-playing game akin to the Overpower cards or like a Pokemon card kind of thing. This one is a Fastball Special card, so I guess you could play a Fastball Special. Kind of cool. It's not really your typical just collecting art card. It's, like I said, a playing card, but came in that lot. Next up, I have this Upper Deck Deadpool card that says this fight is over. Colossus holding Deadpool by the kind of front of his outfit. Deadpool looks worse for wear, and this is from 2018. And it must be just a Deadpool set that has different characters in it. Next up, this is a Marvel Champions card. This looks like it's part of something to do with the video game Marvel Champions. I don't know much about it, but it's sort of a 3D rendering of Colossus. It's not in the best shape either. It's got some blunted corners on this one. But this is from 2019. So next up, I've got a 1996 Fleer X-Men card. Pretty simplistic art. This art actually reminds me of the Overpower card game series. I remember having a few of those cards when I was younger. Similar kind of art style. This says Colossus Excalibur, so this probably came out around the time where Colossus had joined the Excalibur team and reunited with Kitty Pryde and Nightcrawler there. But kind of just a fierce close-up of Colossus. And then the companion to that card is really cool. I have this chrome foil Andy Kubert gold signature card with the same art, but yeah, just that beautiful hollow foil 90s goodness there. Definitely a cool follow-up to the regular set card. And this is from 1995, so definitely right around that time when I was collecting. Another really great hollow foil chrome card is this 95 Flair Marvel Annual card, and you see Colossus just doing damage. Really cool card. Chromium. It says Chromium on the back. Limited edition 12 of 12. So pretty cool card there. And again, if anybody watching, I'm sure Rohan will jump in, but if anybody else knows of the sets, wants to flag something like this one, maybe this one's got some value to it, or at least the set does. Let me know in the comments. Appreciate input on it. Like I said, I'm totally a noob when it comes to cards. Don't know much about the values and what's valuable or what's rare. So let me know. Obviously, Colossus isn't the most sought after character, so I'm sure none of these are gonna make me rich or anything, but or get me that X-Men one. But would be nice to know if I got one that's kind of a little bit more valuable than the others. So this one's definitely a cool one. Alright, this next one is a 94 Fleer Ultra X-Men card, and this depicts, once again, Colossus during his heel turn days as an acolyte of Apocalypse. But I gotta say, his costume during that time is sick. Like, this purple and red ensemble with the cape, it looks super dope. I kind of wish he would bring that back. Not go bad, but bring the costume back. It's pretty cool. And this is a really cool card. Like, taking on these tentacles. Really, really cool. I dig this card a lot. And, yeah. Really, really cool. Love that costume. At least I love the rendition on that card. Alright, so this next one is Colossus Marvel Beginnings card. And this is from 2011. It's got a nice little shot of giant-size X-Men 1 on the back. Definitely a more modern card. You can tell from the artwork on this one. Alright, this next one is Haunted Mansion. It's part of Fleer X-Men. What is the year? The year is 1996, and I have seen some of these cards before. This is like a little mini series of X-Men characters that have been kind of transformed into classic horror monsters and stuff. So this one depicts Colossus as a vampire, as Dracula. Pretty cool. I think he suits that one pretty well. So that's a cool card for sure. Alright, the next couple cards I got sort of like these team ensemble cards. This one's from the Series 1 Impel cards, Famous Battles, Fall of the Mutants. So this is the team from the Fall of the Mutants storyline. Also the team that ends up becoming the team working out of the Outback. Pretty cool, but it's got my guy Colossus in there. And then the next one is from that Jim Lee X-Men series, and this is the Gold Team, of course, the team that Colossus was relegated to or put on between the Blue Team and the Gold Team. So I mentioned that Overpower card game series. This is from that set. This is the Colossus as an acolyte. Again, during that period of time when he went bad. This is from the year 1995, and I definitely remember this set. I had some cards from it, so I don't know if I ever had this Colossus one, but cool to have it. So I already showed this one. I had 2 slabs from my childhood, but this also came in the lot. It's that 94 Marvel Masterpieces set once again. Colossus as the Acolyte, and just great Hildebrand art on that card. Another Acolyte card. I have a bunch of these. So this is from the Marvel Comics Universe 1994 set. Again, it says supervillains. He's part of the Acolytes during this period of time, and pretty cool card though. I like the art. Colossus bringing the hammer down. Cool shot. Then I got a 95 Fleer Ultra Colossus card, and once again he's with the Acolytes in this one, rocking those shoulder pads, and in this artwork he's kind of trying to either get through a small opening or hold open a small opening. Pretty cool. His face looks kind of weird in in the art. You can see sort of a close-up on the back of it. But, yeah, just cool to have another one. And the last card, this is a Marvel Masterpieces card, but this is from 2020, and it shows Colossus, Peter Rasputin, carrying a tree trunk. Obviously, that's something he always seemed to do in the X-Men comics on the Xavier grounds. He was always chopping trees and moving trees, and I guess those farm boy genes always made him seek the solace and peace and quiet of the outdoors, and he liked to chop trees down. But yeah, cool art on this one. I didn't even know they still did Marvel Masterpieces cards until Rohan started telling me about them. This one's also a thicker card. It's got a thicker stock to it. Pretty hefty card. Cool card to have. It's also numbered 343 out of 999 cards, so that's also cool as well. So that is my growing collection of Colossus cards. I definitely like having them. It's nice to have them as part of my Colossus collection, which I'm also trying to grow all the time, which could be anything Colossus, anything from a statue to a comic to a card. I just like getting these Colossus items, and it's sort of a slow burn building that collection, but cool to have that stuff. My favorite character, and it's just nice to collect stuff that he's in and stuff that he's on. So thank you very much for watching this video, and if you liked this video, why don't you check out my Marvel card disaster video that I did last year, and why don't you also check out my most recent haul video. And until the next time, keep collecting.